Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over one gold farm I really think you should be doing. Let us begin. Okay, so today we are going to be going over the 𝐆𝐿𝐼 gold farm. This will require you to go over to 𝐵𝐁𝐷𝐿 if you are in the BFA version of 𝐆𝐿𝐼, because we're going to 𝐆𝐿𝐼. That being said, when you're actually here, you're going to be wanting to go to one of 3 Twilight base camps. You have one up in the top right corner, one here, and one here. That being said, I tend to go for this one because it's the most well known and it's got pretty much a higher density of mobs. But the one that actually does have the most density, because I counted, is the bottom left one for the Twilight outpost. That being said, these mobs of the Twilight cultists are the ones that you'll be slaying. Typically speaking, I do this in a circular shaped fashion by running around the entire base camp, and by the time all of the mobs are slain, they force respawn once again for more mobs. The reason for this is it's quite a well-known transmog gold farm, and it needs to be brought up again because it's very good. Typically speaking, the items of note that you can actually obtain is the pattern for the Mooncloth shoulders, which sells relatively well in the Auctionhouse, the plans for invulnerable mail, the Sage Blade plans, those ones sell for pretty good. Along with Tibu's blazing longsword, you can get the recipe for the life-size mechanical toad, which actually is a very good recipe to actually get a hold of, especially if you're an engineer. You can sell that on, but I digress. The other things of note that you can actually obtain from this particular gold farm is through the Glorious set. Glorious, Lofty, all that jazz. It's pretty simple. You just run around and pick off all of the mobs. Typically speaking, if you want to actually do this properly, you generally want to be a druid or someone with long range in order to pick off all of the mobs. I would set up a macro with your most easiest way in order to do this, and what I would actually do is do /tar Twilight, because they're all called Twilight. That means that you can spam things like Moonfire, and then you won't have to worry all that much. You can just spam and then loot. However, it is relatively easy in order to do. However, what I would do if we go up on the map right now is I would actually position a group of people, at least 5, like a 5-man group, and set them up into a pentagram shape near all of the areas. This will cover all of the bases, and once they're all spamming all of their macros to take out all of the Twilight cultists, once every give or take 2 minutes, everyone mounts up into their flight forms or what have you and run around gathering up all the loot, then jump back to it. This would work really well in the grand scheme of things, and it just keeps everything going in general. That being said, this is just one of the best transmog farms still to date, and it just needs to be restated. So other than that, this is a quite nice little gold farm in order to do. If you want to round up a group, then please feel free to try and get hold of people on my Discord, or just come to the Discord in general, ask any questions. I'm pretty much on most of the time. Have an awesome rest of the day, and other than that, if you want any additional information or gold making resources, then you can head over towards the Patreon. Other than that, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.